that whole killer instinct, that need. It's an app.
The
It's
drive.
it's like you want to do this more than you want to breathe air, or if you're thirsty, more than you want to drink water to survive. That whole thing. Um, it's really the difference between, like I said, a person that is and a person that could have been. Um, I mentioned this before, but the Michael Jordan documentary, dude. I know this is what's it called, a review that's maybe 3 4 months late, but wow, that documentary was good. 10-part series.
Is it true? Like Michael is did Michael say he would wake up at 4 in the morning and train,
I
or is that
don't know about
just?
that. He definitely would.
It sounds believable.
No, he worked his ass off. He definitely worked really hard. Whether he was waking up at 4, I don't know. There was one part of the documentary where I think it was 92. No, it was 95.
Okay.
1994-95 season. They lost in the playoffs. That was when Michael came back from the little baseball trip he was
Hmm.
taking. He comes back. They lose to, I believe they lost to the Magic.
Okay.
And um,
Everyone said you suck.
I mean, no, not really. I think there. I don't remember because I wasn't alive in '94. But I think the big part of that was about him just not being the same player, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is the Bulls are washed up," you know. And so apparently, in the documentary, they said this. Apparently, he had the same trainer since the day he started in the league. Um, Apparently, after that game, he goes up to his trainer, um, and he's like, "I'll see you tomorrow." And this is like, this is when their season ends. This is, the Eastern. I think this was the Eastern Conference semis, or it was the Eastern Conference championship. I don't remember exactly, but so don't quote me on that. But yeah,
But he lost, and the second he lost,
yeah,
he said, "All right, back to
yeah,
work."
dude. He literally finished up, and at that point, 99% of players will say, "All right, I've got maybe 2 4 weeks off. I'll like go on a beach, enjoy my summer a little bit, and then I'll start working slowly, slowly." No, dude. Michael, from the first second he got off that court, he was pissed off. He was like, "No, I need to get back." And the thing with him is that when he decides that he's gonna win, or when he decides that he wants to absolutely demoralize someone, he goes crazy. I didn't understand this. My brother was a kid during the '90s, so he kind of explained this a little more, and he already had seen this by watching the games and everything, but I never understood it. I would always hear Michael Jordan has this killer instinct, but it never made sense to me because it's not my time. Like I watched LeBron, I'd say, yeah, this guy's one of the most athletic human beings to ever live. That's because he's my time. I'm seeing this happen. Um, but I didn't understand it. But then I listened to stuff like that, and then I watched this documentary, and I'm thinking, whoa, this guy was a lunatic, but in the best possible
Not a
way.
lunatic. He was
No,
passionate.
no, no, no. But I mean, he. I don't mean lunatic in a negative way. I mean, he was
He worked
crazy.
harder than everyone.
Yeah, he did, dude.
It's what it takes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what it
I
takes.
mean, there's like I don't know if this is a quote, but like if everyone trains the same, or if you train the same as everyone else, how are you going to be any better than anyone else?
Right, dude. That's totally true. So yeah, he sure enough, like I said, he goes up to his trainer, and I mean, everybody on the rest of his team is just going to take their vacations and everything for 2 weeks, and he says, "Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow." The next day, he wakes up at 5 a.m., hits the gym, and the same thing happens over and over and over and over, the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
And sure enough, what happens? What happens the next year? They win a
96.
championship. Yeah, and then the year after, another championship, and then the year after that, another championship. Like it was just clockwork for this dude.
I mean,
You see, honestly, Rafa and Novak, they have that.
no, Roger, Rafa, Novak, and a little bit of Murray. They all have
I don't
this.
I don't want to say Murray. Murray
Murray
just
did.
incredibly hard work. He's like one of the hardest working people on the face of this planet.
Yeah, but like,
But
Pete, do you know how like demoralizing it can be to live 10 years of your life as number 2? Like, do you know how hard
mm,
it is to wake up in the morning knowing that the whole world is calling you second best, even though you work just as hard as everyone else above you?
um,
And to still have
well,
that determination to do it again and again and again and keep doing it?
well,
You
to
have to
that,
respect it.
yeah, it's respectable, but at the same time, you just have to go past that. It doesn't matter because in the end, as harsh as this may sound, winners write history. And so if you're number two, you have to put yourself to be a number one, or else you're
But he
just not going
did.
to have
He
that
did. It took
chance.
10 years, but he did it.
He did, but he couldn't maintain because he got injured and he got hurt and
Okay,
everything.
Pete, you
But
can't criticize. Pete, of all people in the
I'm not
world, you can't
criticizing at all.
criticize anyone for being injured.
Yeah, just for the people that don't know, I'm a bit of a walking medical bill myself, but it's okay.
It's okay. No, but
No,
like,
I think that he definitely earned what he got from his career and he's trying to make a comeback right now. But I think that
no, Novak,
it
Nadal, and
doesn't
Federer are
matter if
better.
you've got that second place all
No,
the time.
yeah, no, these
You have to
guys.
you have to be able to just take it and push past. That's a thing with Rafa and Novak as well. They were always number two to Roger for years, early 2000s, early 2010s. Rafa started kind of breaking that mold in 08, 09. But they were like when they were young, they were always just second best to him. And then
It
after
shouldn't
like
matter.
2010s and
You
later,
shouldn't worry about that. You just worry about getting better yourself, and eventually you will surpass them. And that's what
yeah,
happened.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So to that point, I'm saying, it doesn't matter indeed that Murray couldn't get past that number two. I think that it's more important that he has to just push past the barrier. In the end, it's just how the game works.
Yeah.
It's how like I said, winners write history, right? You can't just expect some dude that's been second place all their life to get the same amount of glory and respect, even though they put the same amount of work ethic in. You know, like to that, like a person that wins, that where winning is their religion. They to that they say, you know what, I don't care because I'm the winner, so it doesn't matter to me. And that's honestly the mentality you gotta have. You have to go out there and just decide that you don't want to be number two. And then once you reach the threshold where you've just kind of gotten rid of the competition by your own sheer will, um, yeah, because
Point is, they
that's
did
what
it. The
Michael
point is,
did.
all four of them did it.
Yeah, yeah. I think the
Um,
one way in which Michael was different was he was really hard on his teammates.
well, it's a team sport, so. But what do you
Yeah.
mean? What do you mean he was hard on
He
them?
was super hard on his teammates. Like one big story that stood out to me from that series was when he got into a fight with Steve Kerr. You know who Steve Kerr is?
Yeah, it's the coach
Yeah, the
of
coach
the
of the Warriors. Yeah,
Golden Warriors,
the Golden
Golden State Warriors.
Warriors. And he gets into a fight with him in practice, and I don't remember what the scenario was, but they were running a play, or I think one of them screwed up, and then or no, I'm pretty sure Steve screwed up or something, and Michael goes up to him, and I'm probably missing some parts, but basically Michael goes up to him, punches him in the face, and then Steve, or rather, that was the inevitable effect. But what happened was Michael, I think, was cursing out Steve. Steve stood up to Michael because no one ever would apparently stand up to Michael. Michael would just kind of like be jawing and trash talking throughout practice all the time, and people would just kind of take it. And the guys that earned his respect were the ones that were able to kind of just get past that trash talk and
I mean,
perform well.
it's one of those gray areas where it's like in a team sport or in any sort of team environment, like a company or anything, if you have the passion to be number one, but you have to rely on other people, you're kind of stuck in like a difficult situation where now either you have to like step up and be like, okay, this is what everyone's going to do, or you just sit in the background and just be mediocre. And it's obvious that Michael was like, we're gonna be number one, and I'm gonna drag all of you into glory, whether any of you want it or not.
No, dude, that's basically the mentality he had. He did not want to lose. He wanted to win so badly that he literally did exactly what you said. And sometimes it meant conflicts. And to this day, I mean, conflicts probably still occur between him and some of his prior teammates.
And now
But
Stephen Kerr is the coach of the winning team. That's not his name?
Steve. I don't even
Pete,
know.
shut your
But
face. His name is probably Steven.
no, it's not.
His
But I think
whatever.
one thing also that like connected them was they had tragic backstories with their fathers. You know, because both their fathers died when they were young slash
I'm
in the
pretty
NBA.
sure. I'm pretty sure Michael's father died when he was successful.
Yeah, but still,
No,
that's terrible.
it's 100% tragic, but I don't think that's what spurred him because he was still a winner by that point.
Yeah, no. All I'm saying is that they, first off, the mutual respect came from that moment in practice because, like I said, no one would stand up to Michael usually, and so when Steve did it,
How did he?
he earned that. But that was one way in which they bonded. The other way was, despite not really talking about it ever with each other, they kind of understood. It was like an unwritten rule, an unwritten seal between them two. You know, because that's like that's something that you know how the other person feels. You understand, they understand. It's not something you guys have to talk about.
How did Steve respond to getting punched? And like, did he like shut up and listen, or what happened?
No, he went after him. He tried to fight him.
No. Like after like the dust settled, like did he like learn anything from that, or was he just like Michael's a jerk?
No, I mean after that he was like,
You're right.
okay, yeah, we're teammates. We're in this to win, and we're both passionate. He didn't take that. I think it was actually like Michael was jawing, Steve jawed back. Things got escalated, and then I think Steve shoved Michael, and Michael punched him. Something like that.
Okay, no, but like after that happened,
After that, they were
did they get along?
Yeah, got along perfectly. If anything, that was one of the best things that happened to their relationship. I think that's actually what they both said too.
I mean,
Isn't that crazy? Should I punch you in the face?
no, Pete. If you do, I'm going to respond in kind.